Hi guys, this is your art teacher, Ms.Gartel, and today I'd like to draw an eye with you. I know you can't see me, but I'm sitting here and you see me? Hi. And we're going to be drawing an eye. We're going to start with a circle. Okay, and inside we're going to draw the pupil. And then we're going to draw the eyelid that goes over and under the eye. If you have to stop and make corrections, go right ahead. Now we're going to add the rest of the eyelid. And right in here, we're going to add the corner. That's my dog. We're going to add the corner of the eye. And here, it's like a little triangle for the edge. Now, if you notice that I touch the top, I'm barely touching the bottom. You can come in there and touch the bottom. We're going to make that the bottom of the eyelid. And then the crease for the eye. And we're going to start to do some shading. We also have this. We can elongate that a little bit, make that a little bit rounder there. And when you start to add your shading, you're going to make this part a little bit darker. Okay, in here, this eye, the pupil of the eye is going to be really dark. Okay, we're going to add a highlight. Let me erase some of my extra lines. Always make the darker edge of that circle really dark. And we're going to add a highlight. So we're going to make a circle right there for our highlight. In here, we're going to add, you can add this wavy line around that pupil. And we're going to add these lines like spokes coming out of the eye. We're going to skip over the part where the highlight is. And then we're going to start to add some shading. So, as I said, the darker edge, that edge is always going to be a little bit darker. Now, I'm just using a regular pencil. You can always go over it with a colored pencil and add color to it. Now, just like we've done in the past when we color a sphere, like if you ever made the gumballs, the outside edge is always going to be darker. And we're just going to work our way all around the eye. And if you notice, I keep working in a circle. I'm avoiding that highlight spot. But we can put some of these little lines over it. Now, in here, we're going to add some shading in that little wavy circle that we just made. Add some shading, but keep it lighter than you're going to keep the outside. And just keep shading very lightly. You can always go back over some lines to make them lighter or darker if you lose any of those lines. But you're constantly just lightly shading back and forth till you get it the darkness that you want and you can see the shading. If you make a mistake and you get it too dark, go back in with your eraser, lighten it up, and then go back and fix it. And you're going all around in those lines. Those lines inside are what's going to help make it look a little more realistic. The eyelid is shading. Okay, so when you have the eye where you like it to be, the color that you want it to be. Okay, I like going over that a little bit more. You're going to add a little bit of shading right in here in that corner. And if you're using a colored pencil, you can even make that a little pink. You're going to, I would add some shading right here in that crease and just add a little bit as you go. You can go, always make it a little bit darker. You're then going to add some of these eyelashes. So, I know girls love to add the eyelashes. Okay, I would add them very lightly. You can always get them darker as you go, and there's just a little swipe of a line. Curl them a little bit, and it's just a little swipe of a line. It's not that dark. You can always go back and make it darker. And I'd make just the ends where it touches the eyelash touches the eyelid. I would make those a little bit darker as you're making it. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And they get a little bit smaller and shorter as you go towards the corner of the eye. Don't forget we now have the bottom and the edge. You could just, I would just make those very, very light. You don't even have to add so many. And there you have the beginnings of a great eye. You're going to continue to do some shading. If you want to add an eyebrow, you can start adding the lines of an eyebrow. I would continue to do it lightly. So this way you don't have to erase too much that it gets too dark. Okay. And there you have your eye. Again, I would go over some things to make them a little bit darker to emphasize. And there you have your eye. You can go back in and make this a little bit darker. I wouldn't make it solid. Okay. There you go. An eye.